Bass is just running us into the ground because he gets joy out of it. But doesn't matter. Speaking of running things into the ground, bad jokes. But we're going to get into our next game here as we got Elsom with the Fate taking on Kbob. Also the Fate.
No, the Scarlet, actually.
Oh, Scarlet? Oh, I thought they were the same character. Whoops.
I know, they look a little, they both have hats. Actually, you know, way back in the day, this was Kozlik's main legend. Just being able to spam signatures nonstop.
Yeah.
You would just not see light attacks off of Kozlik's here. Though, of course, times have changed since then. And Kbob now looking to play a little bit of a slower game here, really respecting Elsom, just waiting to see what attacks are going to be thrown out. I gotta say, though, Fate's design might be my favorite in the whole game.
Yeah, Fate actually does a really neat thing going on here. The whole witch vibe with the orb and the scythe, definitely a little bit of you know,
kind of
magic.
Like a girl.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. You know, I do like it. I get it. So it's definitely a nice little ooh, and that too. I forget about that sig, and then I see it and I just go, oh, Kirby's Air Ride, let's go.
Oh, great game, by the way.
Oh, fantastic game. One of my favorite games of all time. Ooh, okay, big sig right there. Not gonna be able to find the land that they wanted, but that's because Elsom is just, you know, a little bit wiser to just not get caught up in that.
That being said, possible maybe ledge guard. There it is, just with the orb, and no. Oh, gravity cancel N-Sig would have been a great recovery, but no, great read from Elsom instead. That's a risky read too. That low on your damage in the first stock, that easily could have gone the other way for Kbob.
Yeah, definitely, but I mean, unfortunately, you just put yourself in a really compromised position, and Elsom took advantage of that, and I don't see Elsom dropping situations like that too often.
Yeah, and a great way to go anti-lance is the scythe. You go in the air, you try to avoid the horizontalness or even the verticality of, say, the recovery from the lance. That could be a great way to kind of condition around that lance. That being said, though, Nair's also a great way to bypass the scythe. And now Elsom finding that entry point in, having that great string to go up and above and around. And there we go, neutral sing up in the sky. Now that conditioning factor is turning to raw damage, but there's so much defense on Scarlet that it might be hard to find that return option.
I'm actually really scared about Kbob charging up these signatures right at the ledge, and I'm thinking he's just going to keep doing it. And one day, Elsom's just going to be like, all right, you know, he's definitely going to charge it this time. I'm going to hop right up there. And that's going to be the last time we've heard of Kbob. Or not Kbob, Elsom, excuse me.
Just so, like, they go so far off the stage, they just pop. It's like a single frame.
Yeah. All right, but here we go, trying to get back to stage here. All right, does find a way to get the wall touch, and finding the way back on stage. Oh, but not for much longer as Elsom finds a way to close out that stock.
All right, good half stock or so lead now from Elsom. Little dash dancing coming out from Kbob, just waiting for that weapon to drop. Not sure which one it's going to be, but it's actually the hammer. We haven't seen a lot of hammer coming out from Kbob in this first match. That being said, though, in the air, great shutdown options again from Elsom, but those signatures are completely different level. That's where Scarlet really shines.
All right, Scarlet finding her way back on stage, though. Kbob trying to find a way to just get a weapon. Does get the Rocket Lance here. Let's see what they can get going. They need to find a huge play to turn this around.
Oh, good ledge guard options coming out from Kbob. Blinking, you miss it. Great sig option, and there we go. Weapon starve in hand, and I don't blame Kbob for holding on to that lance. It's found so much potential. I think maybe this lance could beat out that 501 damage output that we had seen in the previous set.
Quite possibly, but I think it's more about can Kbob find a way to turn this around. I mean, you know, getting over 500 damage on a weapon's all cool, but like the W is just so much more important here, you know?
Sure, but why not get both? And so far, yes, Elsom does have that considerable lead, does have that damage diff, but now if Kbob can survive going back onto the stage, this is a good option to bring it back, but it was all planned.
Damn, that was definitely a little bit rough there. Like, why are you shaking your head?
Oh, no. Light up. You got me.
Well, 396, you know, it was kind of close, but either way, lots of damage is kind of going back and forth here. You know, so just pretty good stuff in general. I mean, damage taken, 456, so definitely no 500 on that end.
No.
I mean, I know we're not seeing their damage, but either way, Elsom definitely doing a fantastic job here. That orb definitely coming in clutch in a lot of scenarios, setting up beautiful, you know, stock takes like that. Off stage, too, quite a few very good signatures that they've just been using to kind of really put Kbob in all these really compromised spots.
And hey, we're wasting no time. We're going straight to game number 2. Again, winner's bracket. If Elsom is able to win this one out 2-0, that's going to mean Kbob goes down to the elimination bracket. Starting off, though, Hammer hasn't really had much of a presence so far this set. Could be a good option, though, starting off here now that there hasn't really been too much movement options just yet. But again, Scythe versus Hammer just seems like Elsom has this in spades about where to punish Kbob.
Okay, well, there we go. Elsom getting back onto stage here. There we go. We got that scythe action going on, putting him off stage, saying, I am the one edge guarding now. And it continues to build up this damage. Honestly, just some great stuff. Kbob, oh, we finally get that sig to land. Almost taking the stock. Woo! Oh, he's running out of resources. And oh, wow.
Oh, no. That could have been devastating. A great spot dodge out of the way. Red to red between the two. Great signature option. The spot dodge only does so much when it lasts 8,000 years.
That was just so unfortunate. Kbob did everything right, and the moves are just not strong enough. And then Elsom comes back on stage, goes, I'll show you how to close out a stock like this. Check this out. And then just kind of putting Kbob in their place and still living here. Oh, my goodness.
Certified fate moment right now. The hammer's a great way to shut down somebody when you're that low on damage, or perhaps I'm wrong. The hammer goes away. Now this should be the lance coming back from Kbob, but again, that short time to pick up the weapon. A great punish option from Elsom, but it only does so much when you're back down to 2-2.
And we just saw that stutter step from Kbob there too, just kind of putting on a little bit of an extra flex. And I love the weapon tosses here. Not only just keeping the weapon starved, but just, you know, they kept bopping on top of Elsom's head, so you get a little bit extra damage out of it.
That being said, though, this lance is struggling right now. A lot of damage racked up against Kbob here. Elsom really trying to find that offstage potential, and wow!
What were you doing?
It's like Elsom's like a marionette person controlling a puppet.
Yeah, Kbob's a puppet right now because they are just not able to play the game unless Elsom says that they're allowed to. But yeah, Elsom's kind of going crazy here. Honestly, yes. And the fact that we got Kbob on their final stock here, and like, look at, they're almost in the red, definitely the dark orange, and there comes the red right now. And this is not looking good from a huge sig, trying to go for a crazy call out there. Definitely not going to find the hit that they need.
Bold sig coming out there. Not much of a punish from Kbob, though. Attempted side air with spot dodge, and the second one does confirm. But again, look how low Kbob already is. Offstage may be the only way. High risk, high reward, and at least now it's down to the final stock. Kbob needs to almost exclusively play offstage in order to bring this 1-1.
Man, Elsom was reacting in their player cam. Like, I don't know why you're so upset about it. You're up a whole stock here. What are you mad at? Then looking at the crowd, definitely talking to a friend of theirs or whatnot. So either way, but they look like they're definitely in a strong spot here. But Kbob starting to get something a little crazy here. Can they find a way to close this out? The rocket lance doing some crazy stuff. Elsom still living some way, somehow.
Ledge guard, offstage, a little bit of both, right? Pretty close enough, but that was really, really, really nice to see. All smiles between both players.
They're not smiling at each other. They're smiling at someone in the crowd right now, that's for sure.
Fair.
But yeah, both of them, I don't know, they seem like they're very familiar with each other. The way they're playing, unless they got some bad blood or something, because there's a lot of small, subtle things happening, and if you keep an eye out, it's kind of like, they're trying to flex on each other for sure.
Interesting, interesting. I'm sure we'll be hearing about this set for a long time to come, say on like Twitter, you know, Discord, anything like that. But I want to talk about the hammer really quick. We have not seen much hammer in the last two games. And, you know, we've been talking about a lot of these different players either having that advantage of using both weapons or having a complete mastery of one. Usually when we see that mastery, that means we could see that swap around for game 3 and then still retain the lance. Not going to be the case, though, with Kbob. Still going for the lance and pretty much only the lance. Elsom does have that double weapon advantage.
Okay, here we go. Kbob actually doing a fantastic job here with the rocket lance, putting on some nice damage, just trying to find a way through. But man, Elsom with their orb, definitely going a little bit crazy.
Yeah, and this is a great stage 2 for Kbob. A lot of juggling factors here with the anti-air play. That being said, Scythe isn't much different, and how strong we've seen Elsom's Sigs on that Scythe might mean this could be incredibly difficult for Kbob to find that proper spacing again.
Yeah, but now here we go. We got the hammer in hand. We'll see if they're able to do something with it. That's kind of the big issue at the moment. The hammer, though, the few times we've seen it come into play today has actually been a huge factor. But as you can see, Kbob recognize, hey, look, there's no way I'm going to be able to make it back to stage. I'm just going to get rid of the stock, move right on to the next one, see if I can get something happening.
Something happening indeed. There we go. Neutral game looking strongly in the favor of Elsom once again, attempting to find a string off stage. There maybe Kbob just a little bit more worried, but nope, not quite the case. No overextensions. Kbob back onto the stage though. Lance back in hand. First, I believe, appearance of it on Miami now. I'm curious to see what Elsom could do, and it looks like going up and above has been good to rack up that damage again. Kbob, keep in mind, a stock difference now. Keep racking up that damage even though it goes 2-2. I'm worried about that orange health.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely see, because like when Kbob has been doing like well, they've like they've been doing well with the Rocket Lance, you know, getting these pokes, not going for anything super crazy, not overextending anything, just kind of getting onesies, twosies, and just trying to build up this damage, you know, as slow as possible, but without putting yourself in a compromised position. But unfortunately, it seems like you're going to need to start getting a little bit crazy here because Elsom is going crazy right now.
And I think this is the largest lead we've seen Elsom have so far this series. Unbelievable effort so far. Looking to find the orb. Probably the first match so far where I would say it's very dominantly in the favor of orb for Elsom. Definitely stage dependent from what we have seen. That being said, one of the smallest stages in the game, very small blast zones. Attempted setup from Elsom doesn't quite connect, but Kbob's able to use those upper platforms to kind of give themselves a breathing room away from the really fast hitting attacks of the orb.
Here we go. I mean, right now, Elsom's doing a great job here. The orb. Oh, that would have been huge if they're able to land it, but Kbob coming through. And okay, wasn't able to get the edge guard that they needed to try and even things up here a little bit and taking more damage. This is something you definitely don't want to see. Goes for the weapon toss, tries to get the backboard shot, but not going to be able to get it.
Almost an attempted setup there for the offstage play. A spot dodge into a fake, going back onto the stage. Elsom, though, holding the line. No matter where you go, completely tethered to Kbob, giving him absolutely no room to go. Hits like a fish, hook, line, potentially sinker, but no, the finishing hit's not there. Instead, Elsom goes down and Kbob, possibly a new breath of life for the final stock between these two this set, but no! That was a bad caster's curse.
I told you we have unlimited curses.
Unlimited!
Unlimited curses here. Elsom coming through, pulling out all the stops to get it done. But man, that was, you definitely believed for a little bit though.
Yes.
You did definitely believe, but our beliefs were shattered. Our beliefs were shattered.
I believe because I think any player here can succeed, right?
Oh yeah.
In terms of what we saw, starting from the very first hit game one, it seemed like Elsom was just in complete control, having that dominant factor, especially with the Scythe in game one, and I would say maybe a little bit of a transitory like Scythe orb in game two, and then just fully all orb, no breaks in game three. That's a well-rounded fate.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right on the money with that one. I mean, that orb definitely came through really well. I feel like they did a lot more Scythe work in game one. So, I mean, they definitely know their way around the character. And I mean, it's definitely a good thing you want to be able to see here. Because again, weapon specialist, unless you are absolutely wild at this part in the bracket, once we start to get later into these things, I mean, you got to be able to know how to play your character in and out. That's just what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always kind of wild to have people just play bow nonstop, right, or just sword. I mean, it's good. You have a lot of different options to bring out for your different